Hey guys, this is Kate King, just coming with a short explanation and discussion around the science of epigenetics. So, the science of epigenetics is the study of heritable changes in gene expression that do not involve changing the underlying DNA sequence. So, this is basically like the DNA is the raw material that's put together for us in our genome that helps decipher what color eyes we'll have, what our temperaments will be, some of the things that we think of as genetic traits. And epigenetics is a way to work with the way that these genes get expressed in real life. So, what it means is that just because you have a gene for something doesn't necessarily mean it will ever manifest into that thing. For example, you may have the gene for Alzheimer's disease and it may never manifest, and you may live your whole entire life without ever actually acquiring and showing symptoms for the disease. So, scientists caught wind of this and they started to wonder what is going on. And the deeper they went into the study of epigenetics, scientists started to realize that we actually have a lot of control over which genes in our systems become expressed throughout our lives. And how do we do this? So, there's been a lot of study into the way that our lifestyle and our external environment, as well as our internal environment, including our thoughts, our feelings, our core beliefs, the ways that relationships influence us, and everything basically surrounding us in our day to day life starts to shape the way that we materialize as human beings throughout the lifespan. And it actually influences which genes start to turn on or turn off within a human system. So, this can actually look like Christmas lights turning on and off. That's how genes can kind of look when you're looking at the genome and the way that these genes express themselves. And so, the way that we can sort of take the driver's wheel and empower ourselves to express healthier genes and more stable, balanced genes that lead to lifestyles that bring us fulfillment and joy and longevity. This is all rooted in our experience of who we surround ourselves with, what thoughts we allow to run through our heads, how effectively we utilize coping skills and healing strategies when we're faced with difficult stressors. And this is really influential in the therapy process as well as in your day to day utilization of anything that helps you. So, this might mean choosing relationships that feel supportive and allow you to be your true self rather than people who influence you to engage toxic behaviors or think negatively about yourself. This may mean living a lifestyle where your work life balance is in a good dynamic and you have the ability to go for a walk in the middle of the day and to reset and to take some deep breaths. Whereas a stressful work environment with no breaks and heavy requirements would induce a stressful state that could potentially turn on some of these genes. So, things like this, as well as engaging a healthy diet, using anti inflammatory measures through supplements and diet and exercise, and also having a really strong awareness of your thoughts and the way you think of yourself, the way you believe your meaning and your purpose shows up in your life. These are all just really good ideas for things to help you to keep your body and your system in a state of health and wellness that will hopefully keep the epigenetics of your genome turning on the genes that are healthy and meaningful and energizing and effective, and keeping those genes turned off that might lead to disease or mental illness, or any of those sort of negative experiences. So, finally, one of the best things that I love about the study of epigenetics is that it gives so much hope that we are not beholden to the genetic code that we were born with. We are malleable and adaptable, and there's actually a lot we can do to cultivate and sustain real quality holistic health in our lives. And just because we're predisposed to something or just because we're in an experience of disease or lack of health doesn't mean that it necessarily needs to stay that way. When someone changes their environment, they can change their gene expression and they can see real measurable changes in their health and in their lifestyle. So, if you're interested in the science of epigenetics, there are some really wonderful books that I'd like to recommend. Joe Dispenza is really one of my favorite teachers to learn from on this field. He has a show on the Gaia channel. It's called Rewired, and it's amazing, and I recommend it highly. He's also written several books on the topic. Another really great author that I've enjoyed reading is Bruce Lipton. He wrote the book The Biology of Belief, and it talks about the way your thoughts and your environment can change your internal system within your body and change the picture of your health on the large scale. So, those are just sort of two places to begin with your exploration of the science of epigenetics. And feel free to leave some comments and let me know if you need further resources. I'm happy to support that and recommend more. There's also a page on my website that gives recommended reading and resources around epigenetics as well. My website can be found at www.kateking.org. So thanks for hanging out with me today, talking about the exciting science of epigenetics, and I'll see you next time.